Good morning, Metrolina.
Good morning, Metrolina.
Good morning, Metrolina.
Good morning, Metrolina.
Good morning, Metrolina. Today is Monday, May 11th. I'm Christian Yarborough.
I'm Victoria Murphy.
And here are your weekly announcements.
Applications are now available for the 2015-2016 Student Government Class Representatives. Executive Council elections will be held in the fall of next year. In order to run for a position next year, you must first apply to become a grade representative. Flyers are posted around campus with more information. Applications can be filled out online, and you have until Friday, May 15th to apply. For more information, see Ms. Ferguson. Come support the upper school bands in a night of musical entertainment for the whole family tonight at 6:30 in the Family Life Center. Tomorrow morning, there will be a meeting in Mrs. Dolan's room at 7:30 for all students who are going on the local missions trip. You can prepare for the meeting by reading James 3. Don't forget that those attending the domestic missions trip are to meet in Miss Edwards' room every Friday during lunch. M&M's girls, be prepared to get information on Wednesday for a special event on this Friday. We hope you're ready to party! This week's chapel is a senior chapel, and the speaker will be Greg Everett, father of Deara Everett, an MCA senior. Come enjoy an evening of fun and fellowship for the entire family at the 11th annual Springapalooza, this Thursday from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. The event is located on campus and offers something for everyone: rides, inflatables, games, concessions, live and silent auctions, music performances by MCA students, MCA merchandise for purchase, and other fun festivities. Tickets go on sale until 12 p.m. on May 14th. Individual tickets are $8, family passes are $36, and children under 3 get in for free. You can purchase tickets in the lower school and upper school offices, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., or you can print the ticket order form and then return it with payment by May 8th. Tickets at the gate are $12 each, and there are no family passes. MCA's building plans for Phase 1 of the Limitless Building Campaign are under review with the town of Indian Trail. Hopefully, construction will begin in the next few weeks. With that in mind, Mr. Calloway would like to invite you to the official groundbreaking ceremony for the Math and Science Building. The ceremony will be held May 14th at 7:30 p.m. during Springapalooza at the building site next to the upper school office. This ceremony is meant for students and parents to come together as a school family to celebrate what God is doing and to pray over the site. We hope you can enjoy this special occasion. The latest edition of the Battle Cry newsletter came out on April 29th. Check your school email or Facebook for a link to it. You can find the newsletters at www.metrolinastudents.blogspot.com. The senior edition of the Battle Cry is going to be out this week. It will be delivered in email, and all the seniors will receive a copy. Those are all your announcements this week. Now here's Christian with your athletic updates.
Thanks, Victoria. As you all know, MAC Conference tournament games were held recently. Varsity softball, soccer were runners-up in the third-round tournament games. Varsity baseball won their tournament, defeating Southlake, and they hosted the States, but their season ended too soon with a score of 3-1 against Raven Gap. In track, Metrolina's boys won the conference championship for the second straight season and for the third time in 4 years. Metrolina's girls finished runner-up with the fourth straight year, this time by 2 points to Southlake. Last week, tryouts were held for the 2016 cheerleading squad. Great job to all of those who made the team. Those are all your sports for the week. Now here is Lauren Hatridge and Keely Tyndall with your devotionals.
Thanks, Christian. Today our devotion is on 4 reasons to live for God. It can be easy to wonder what is the point of living for God. You probably have friends that don't live for God, and it seems like they're having more fun than you. Or maybe you feel like there's so much pressure to be good and do the right thing that you question if it's really worth it.
It can be really hard to stand strong in the face of peer pressure and live for God. Even though it can be hard at times, living for God is always worth it. So here are 4 reasons to live for God.
Living for God doesn't bring heartbreak. There can be pain and hurt associated with making bad choices. Choosing to do things God's way can seem hard at times. However, in the end, living for God doesn't bring heartbreak. There can be pain and hurt associated with making bad choices. Choosing to do things God's way can seem hard at times. However, in the end, you won't experience the regrets and heartbreak that not living for God will bring.
Living for God brings rewards. God brings rewards into the lives of those who do right. The Lord rewarded me for doing right. He has seen my innocence. Psalms 18:24 says this doesn't mean God is mad or doesn't love those who don't do right, God loves people regardless of whether they do right or wrong. However, doing the right thing sets you up to be rewarded in the end.
You get to choose a life. You get to choose to live for God. A great thing about living for God is that it starts with the choice you make. You decide to put aside peer pressure and choose to live for God. One of the best decisions you can make is to start living for God when you're young. Don't put it off. Make the choice to take control of your life and choose to live for God.
Living for God doesn't mean you have to be perfect. What a relief. You don't have to be perfect to start living for God. Many times we make living for God really hard, but there's the truth. You don't have to be perfect to start living for God. Lots of times in living for God, you are going to mess up. That's okay. God's grace is big enough to help you through it. The good news is that you don't have to be perfect to live for God.
Living for God seems hard sometimes. However, in the end, it's always worth it. Decide today to live for God and don't let anything stop you or get in your way. If you do mess up, you can pick yourself back up, knowing that God loves you, and grace are there for you. Living for God might seem hard sometimes. However, in the end, it is always worth it. Decide today to live for God and don't let anything stop you or get in your way. If you do mess up, you can pick yourself back up, knowing that God loves you and grace is there for you. 4 reasons to live for God. Take time today to reflect on this and pray in your classes. And now back to you, Victoria, and take the time today to reflect on this and pray about it in your classes.
Now back to you, Victoria and Christian.
For the benefit of the viewing audience, Christian just tried to throw a piece of popcorn in the trash can and he missed really badly.
That's why I signed up for football. Have a nice week.
Bye, Michelina.